I order a lot of stuff off Amazon and eBay. By the time most of it arrives, I barely remember that I ordered it. You could say that I have a problem, but most of the time I can justify the purchase. An electric toothbrush makes sense, since my current one looks like it scrubbed the deck of an aircraft carrier. A doormat printed with a Thanos meme? Why not? A gallon can of WD-40? A bit weird since I'm not handy whatsoever, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility. I was probably drunk. Recently though, I've been getting packages that I cannot explain. They aren't anything supernatural. No dieback boxes, no mythical objects of enormous metaphysical power, no contracts for souls. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so I'll start at the beginning. The first weird package came about a month ago. It was piled with a couple of Amazon Prime packages. According to my order history, I got a 2-pack of toothpaste, a cheap frying pan to replace a scratched up one in my kitchen, and a DVD of the first season of Heroes. That makes a total of 3 packages that I should have received that day. When I went to my front door to bring the packages in, there were 4. This confused me at first, but I shrugged it off to either an eBay order coming in early or a mistake on Amazon's part, so I brought all 4 of the packages in and began to open them. The toothpaste was nice because I had run out of it last night and needed some for my morning routine before I headed off to do my mid-afternoon shift. The frying pan went into my cabinet and the old one went into the trash. The Heroes DVD went on top of my shelf instead of in it because I really felt like reliving the only good moments of that series. Don't judge me. That's when I noticed how odd the 4th package was. It was obvious that it didn't come from Amazon, as there wasn't that immediately identifying tape they use for Amazon Prime packages. The box itself was also white, and not the usual brown that most people use. I probably should have been more worried about the package since it didn't have a return address on it and didn't even have my name on it. Just my address scribbled in terrible handwriting on top and clear packaging tape holding the flaps together. A small plain white box with no identifying marks besides a USPS label and no return address. What could go wrong? I opened the box to find a hairbrush, more specifically, a Hello Kitty hairbrush. I ordered a bunch of weird stuff to be sure, but there are no set of circumstances where I, a 32-year-old man living in suburban Phoenix, would order a Hello Kitty hairbrush. After examining the brush further, it got even weirder. There were parts of the cheap printing on a handle where it was obvious that the paint had been rubbed off, and there was hair still stuck in the brush head. I can imagine there being places on the deep web where you could order used objects from children, but I don't even know the process of how to even begin doing that, much less having the desire to do so. But of course, it was just one weird package and I didn't have any time to think about it, so I just packed the thing back up and put it in the closet to try and figure out what to do with it later. And of course, like the person that I am, I forgot it was there for an entire week. That's when the next package came. This one was much longer and was distinguishable from the other packages that came with it because of the fact that it was circular and large enough to hold a poster. Just like the other package, all it had was a UPS label and my address. No return address. I opened it first as it stood out from the only other package that was delivered that day, a refill of razors from a monthly subscription service. It was a poster, no surprise there, and not even for anything unusual. It was a recreation of the film poster for the movie Metropolis by Fritz Lang. A good decoration for that pretentious film lover in your life who pretends to enjoy watching silent movies. Just like the Hello Kitty hairbrush though, the poster showed signs of normal wear and tear. It was torn in one of the corners and had 4 pinprick holes where push pins would have been to hold the poster up on a wall. This was the point where I decided that something was up. 1 could be an accident, but 2 is a pattern. Or is that 2 is an accident and 3 is a pattern? No matter. All you need to know is that this was the second package. I didn't have to work that day, so I decided to take this package and the hairbrush and visit my local post office. The only thing the lady at the counter could tell me was that the first package was sent from Minnesota and the second was sent from North Dakota according to the codes on the package. They ended up taking the packages after I refused to take them back with me. They didn't seem too happy about it, but told me they would refer my complaints to the United States Postal Inspection Service. After a quick Google search, I found out that they're basically the post office police. A little extreme, I thought at the time, but was happy with the result of my complaining. The cops came 3 days later. Apparently the USPIS found a whole mailing a child's used hairbrush just as weird as I did and sent it off for a DNA test to see if anything popped. It came back as a match for a missing girl in Minneapolis. A 16-year-old who went missing a year ago on her way to school. They didn't give me any more details, but did get in contact with the pizza place I worked at. Do you know of a pizza place that actually pays enough for their employees to take a vacation? No, I didn't think so. While the cops were taking their time figuring out that I didn't in fact murder someone 1,600 miles away, another of the unmarked packages arrived. This one was a manila envelope with an obviously used copy of Die Hard on VHS. Before you start speculating, no, the tape wasn't altered in any way. It was a normal copy of Die Hard with nothing unusual about it, except for signs of wear and tear and the coffee stain on the front of the box art. When the cops called me again to tell me that I wasn't a suspect in a murder, I told them about the new package. They were nice on the phone when they realized I didn't murder anyone, so I decided to be nice back and drop it off at the police station. They told me that the FBI would be by my house at some point to pick it up. The FBI? To say that the situation escalated quickly would be an understatement. So the FBI came to my house. Well, a single FBI agent. Okay, I don't even know if it was actually an agent. They did have a badge though and were very respectful. Respectful enough to tell me that the Metropolis poster was somehow connected to the murder of a college student in Fargo 5 months ago. Makes sense that an art student would have such a pretentious poster in their dorm room. They didn't tell me where the VHS came from. If it followed the pattern of the last two packages, it would probably have been sent from Montana, but of course it's just speculation on my part. The last thing though, is why I just got off the phone with the FBI and decided to write down what just happened in case. No package this time. Just a plain white envelope with an airmail Utah stamp in the top left corner and my address written in the same terrible handwriting as the packages. A single white sheet of paper with a single sentence on it. I'm coming for my stuff.